How a 1.8-million-year-old skull reshaped the story of early humanity in the heart of East Africa. In a place often referred to as the cradle of humankind, a discovery was made that forever changed the way we perceive our ancient ancestors. Within the dusty layers of Tanzania's Olduvai Gorge, a site renowned for its wealth of early human fossils, archaeologists unearthed a skull belonging to a Homo habilis, a hominin species believed to be one of the earliest members of the human genus. What made this particular fossil stand out wasn't just its age, estimated to be around 1.8 million years old, but the chilling story it told through the marks etched into its bone. Unlike the usual wear and tear that might accumulate from time or burial, this skull bore a specific and haunting set of injuries to puncture wounds perfectly aligned and spaced in a way that experts instantly recognized. These weren't random, they were the unmistakable signature of predator attack. More specifically, the marks matched the bite of a large feline, most likely a leopard. This ancient predator had sunk its canines deep into the skull, ending the life of an early human. It was a startling reminder that before humans ever dominated the food chain, we were prey. A humbling revelation. To grasp the significance of this fossil, one must first understand the world Homo habilis inhabited. Between 2.1 and 1.5 million years ago, the African savanna was a perilous place. Vast grasslands and scattered woodlands teemed with life: zebra, antelope, elephants, and predators like hyenas, saber-toothed cats, and leopards. It was a complex ecosystem where danger lurked behind every bush, and survival hinged on constant vigilance. Homo habilis, often dubbed handy man for their presumed use of stone tools, was by no means the top predator in this environment. Standing at about 3 to 4.5 feet tall and weighing between 70 to 100 pounds, these early humans were relatively small, slow, and physically vulnerable. They lacked claws, fangs, and the speed that many of their predators possessed. Their main advantages lay in their growing intelligence, social cooperation, and adaptability. But 1.8 million years ago, those traits were still in early development. The skull discovered in Olduvai Gorge serves as direct evidence of their vulnerability. For decades, scientists speculated that early humans may have scavenged from kills made by other predators or even competed with them. But this fossil confirmed something more unsettling. They were not only in competition, they were often the meal. The victim, likely a young Homo habilis, was probably ambushed and killed in a single, swift motion, much like modern leopards dispatch prey today. The skull's puncture marks, examined with high-resolution imaging and forensic techniques, perfectly mirrored the dental spacing and penetration depth of modern big cats. The predator's role in human evolution, while disturbing, this discovery opened new avenues of thought in paleoanthropology. It shifted our narrative of early human history from a triumphalist view where humans steadily rise in dominance to one that includes moments of sheer survival and powerlessness. For a long time, many assumed that our ancestors were always pushing outward, conquering the landscape through ingenuity and cooperation. But the fossilized evidence painted a different picture, one of hiding in trees, sleeping lightly, and constantly looking over one's shoulder. Leopards, with their solitary and stealthy hunting techniques, were likely a persistent threat. Unlike lions or saber-toothed cats, leopards are ambush predators. They are known to carry their prey up into trees to protect it from scavengers. Some scientists speculate that this may even have been the fate of the Homo habilis individual dragged into a tree after death, just as modern leopards do with smaller primates and antelope. This level of predation likely influenced the evolutionary trajectory of our ancestors in subtle but powerful ways. For example, our heightened awareness, pattern recognition, social cooperation, and even our tendency to form tight-knit groups for protection could have been shaped by a need to defend against apex predators. Fear, it turns out, may have been one of evolution's greatest teachers. Evidence in the Earth Olduvai Gorge itself is one of the richest archaeological sites in the world. Located in northern Tanzania, this deep ravine has yielded fossils from various hominin species over the past century. Pioneering paleoanthropologists Louis and Mary Leakey began excavating the area in the 1930s, and since then, Olduvai has continued to provide crucial insights into human evolution. The fossil in question was discovered during one of many methodical digs in the region. Its state of preservation allowed researchers to not only estimate the individual's age and species, but to conduct an in-depth forensic examination. Researchers used comparative anatomy and 3D modeling to match the puncture marks to the dentition of various predators known to exist in the region at the time. All signs pointed to a leopard. This evidence is significant because it marks one of the earliest direct proofs of predation on a human ancestor. While earlier hominins may also have faced similar threats, this skull provides concrete, physical confirmation of that reality. A turning point in human history. What makes this fossil truly compelling is not just the story of death it tells, but the larger story of transformation it suggests. At some point after this tragedy over tens of thousands of years, our species began to reverse its role in the food chain. From hunted, we became hunters. This transition wasn't instantaneous. It involved the gradual development of tools, fire, communication, and eventually, group strategies for hunting and defense. But it happened. By around 1.5 million years ago, our ancestors, including Homo erectus, were not only surviving in the wild but thriving. They were organizing group hunts, crafting more sophisticated weapons, and harnessing fire not just to cook food, but to ward off predators. In essence, we learned to control our environment instead of being controlled by it. The skull from Olduvai Gorge is like a snapshot from the very beginning of that transformation. It reminds us of where we started, not as conquerors of nature, but as vulnerable creatures navigating an unforgiving world. The legacy of a skull. There's something deeply human about looking at the remnants of a life lost so long ago and feeling a connection. The skull, with its silent wounds, doesn't just inform science. It touches something deeper. It evokes empathy and awe. It forces us to imagine a world we no longer live in, but owe everything to. It also serves as a stark reminder of how precarious our existence has always been. Today, we sit at the top of the food chain, commanding the globe with technology, knowledge, and innovation. But beneath that success lies a long and brutal history of struggle. Every convenience we enjoy, shelter, safety, food security, is built upon countless generations of hard-earned survival. This fossil, though small and aged, is a testament to that journey. As scientists continue to explore sites like Olduvai Gorge, more stories like this may come to light. Each fossil is a thread in the vast tapestry of human history. Some, like this one, tell stories of loss, fear, and mortality. But together, they weave a narrative of resilience, adaptation, and triumph. Conclusion: the discovery of the 1.8-million-year-old Homo habilis skull in Tanzania's Olduvai Gorge did more than add another specimen to the fossil record. It reshaped our understanding of early human life. Through the haunting marks left by a predator's bite, we are given a glimpse into a time when our ancestors lived on the edge of survival. It is a sobering, humbling perspective, but in that same fossil lies the seed of humanity's extraordinary transformation. From creatures vulnerable to ambush to beings capable of reshaping the planet, our journey has been anything but straightforward. The skull stands as both a relic and a reminder that before we stood tall and proud, we first had to crouch in fear and survive.